Hey everyone, it's Pastor DJ. This video is for the moderators, or we say mod for short. So you are a very important part of our live events when we have trolls or disruptions come in and we need to be able to deal with that. I thought about making a step-by-step training guide for being a moderator, but I think what we're finding is that each situation is different. So there needs to be some wisdom and discernment. So instead of a step-by-step guide, let me just give you some overall principles. We really want to be a space where everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter if they believe in God or not. We want to create a space that even is available for trolls to experience church. Now, there is a point where, we would have to mute them or have to kick them. But as much as possible, let's try to be patient. Let's try to mute them. Let's send them a message. And I'm going to show a video here in just a second of how Chuck interacts with trolls. Chuck is our mod and security leader, and he does a great job of handling disruptions. So a lot of these times it's going to be a case-by-case basis. We should always be chatting in the mod channel about how to handle trolls and different situations that come up. One thing that I do, and I got these ideas from Chuck, is to mute the person, and also I'll click on their avatar, and when their speech bubble comes up, click on the speech bubble and I'll say hello right away. And if they unmute again, I'll mute them like Chuck does, and I'll send a message and say hello. So it kind of distracts them a little bit. If they were looking for attention, then maybe that satisfies it. And sometimes trolls will calm down. People that are disruptive, they see that nobody's really reacting to them, they'll calm down. Oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, sometimes they don't. And at that point, we're going to need to be able to mute them or kick them. And don't be afraid to kick people, but don't be very, very quick. Now, if someone's coming in and they're swearing and yelling, and then you try to mute them and they unmute and they're yelling, swearing, and they just keep going and going and going, belligerent. After 2 or 3 tries to try to get them to calm down, that's when I would say it's time to go ahead and kick them. But before we close this video, I'm going to play a little video about what Chuck does when he interacts people that are being disruptive.
But it's really just love and compassion and enjoying talking with them and discussing with them. So I want to encourage you guys, if you've never really thought about that, if you've never thought about, hey,
you say atheist
my faith
is
really
the same
is just
as
based on
being
what
a
my parents
Christian?
taught me,
Seriously?
or what my pastor taught me. Even the stuff that Pastor DJ said.
I just muted him, and I'm sending him a message that says, please stay mute. And then I'm going to watch that button, that mute button. And if it goes white again, it's the little tiny one there in the middle of the 3 buttons. You'll notice he's looking at his lower left-hand triangle. He's seeing that he's been muted, and he unmuted himself. So I mute him again, send him another message that says, please stay mute 2. I put the number 2 on the end so he'll know that, implying that he's been warned twice. I hit the send button, and if he goes off mute again, I'm going to kick him. And he looks at his lower triangle, and he's deciding what to do. But I move closer to him to show who it is who's speaking to him. And I then send him a thanks because he hasn't gone off mute and he gets to stay. But then at that point, he can't stand it. He's got to go off mute and say something ugly again. Apparently he disagrees with us. And watch that middle button there. And he can certainly talk about it after the fact.
Thanks, Chuck. That's very helpful. So I think the main thing for us as leaders, as moderators, is that we need to be always in communication. We need to talk to each other about the different situations. We need to type in the mod channel things that you faced. But the overall principle is we really want people to feel welcome. We want to give trolls an opportunity. But yes, at your discernment, go ahead and mute and block people if they go beyond the line. We're not going to get it perfect every time, and we want to be slow to kick because we want to make sure we kick the right person. So we think someone's making a noise, but it's actually the person right next to them. So be a good detective, take your time, but don't be afraid to kick. And thanks so much. We'll see you later.